go on and win the title, but the pressure right back on Arsenal again. City have pulled themselves within 2 points of the Gunners now. And Arsenal play tomorrow at Spurs. It was a fabulous game of football. City led twice. The first was cancelled out after O'Reilly had put the Blues up by a deflected goal by Hall. The second was never cancelled out. And although Donnarumma had to make a couple of saves, Newcastle couldn't find the equaliser. This is a massive victory. City 2, Newcastle 1. Well, let's go back to the studio. It was nervy, but City got there.
3 points for Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 2-1 winners in what feels like a massive 3 points, not just in the Premier League, but in the Premier League title race. Over to you, Arsenal. Tottenham Hotspur away in the North London derby. The gap is 2 points. You can see how much it means to our manager and our players who gave everything. It was a dogfight towards the end. Andy Morrison and Keith Curle with me in our studio. A fantastic result and a huge 3 points.
Massive 3 points. And again, I think it shows the character and the spirit. There was a lot of nerves, certainly up here. I think you could feel it in the crowd as well. There was second half. There was we had a slight disconnect. Things weren't going our way, but stuck with the job. Again, for the threatening as Newcastle we felt they were, I don't think they had that many shots on target.
You can see the scenes live from the Etihad Stadium. You can see how much it means to our manager, Pep Guardiola, as our players do the lap of honour and the fans stay to appreciate them. They understand how massive that was. Andy, you understand how massive that was as well.
The manager knows that it's not the best second half performance, but the emotion that he's showing there is a message he's sending out, and to let everyone else know exactly how important that 3 points were. And then the question's got to be asked tomorrow. As you've just said, look, you can see this is all part of the game. He's just saying now, over to you. Let's see what you've got in the locker.
And these scenes will be scenes that are being watched in North London by both sides. One side will be vowing to do everything to stop their rivals in the title race. It's a 2 point lead for Arsenal. There's a game in hand. It's still in Manchester City's hands. But if today's to go by, there is a lot of football still to be played, a lot of deep breaths to be had in the Etihad Stadium, and a lot of moments which will keep us on the edge of our seats.
They asked massive questions of us in the second half. You know, without, Keith rightly said, without, you know, how many shots, how many saves were made. But they are a team that are going to keep asking questions with their size and physicality, the pace they have in the team. They're very, very dangerous, and that's a huge win. And that was a difficult one to get by. Really difficult, that last 10, 15 minutes.
And I think it goes back to what Pep said. You focus on the next game. Today, you could tell, hey, we won it by not the traditional Man City way, but we had to dig in. And again, over the course of the season, over the course of the games, we're going to need that fighting spirit.
And this, after the game as well, will give a huge amount of confidence to our players. They'll know that, as always, we are together. This club, the fans and the players, regardless, they are together. It sort of feels like ever since that Anfield moment, things are swinging momentum-wise in our favour. Now, how do Arsenal, a side that have won 2 games in their last 7 in the Premier League, respond tomorrow?
Well, listen, I expect them to go and get a result tomorrow. It's about what we do, and you know, I just think that also the manager will sit the players down now and just say, listen, when it does get tough and there's only 1 goal in it, we've shown again today now that we do have that spirit, we've got that togetherness, we've got that character to get over the line, and they'll take so much from that going forward. Doesn't matter what period in the game we're at, if we're leading the game now, we've shown we can see it out.
Huge character and a huge performance from a Manchester City Academy graduate, our number 33, back-to-back Premier League man of the matches for Nico O'Reilly. We heard the response on X. They said it was the Gundogan arc. We won't go that far, but 2 goals. were massive today, and also his overall performance. We touched on it so much in the second half when he's on the attack and then he's straight back. The ground he covers is vital to our midfielders.
Yeah, definitely. He's turning into a very, very complete footballer. He's got everything in his locker. Can score goals, can create goals, great energy, doesn't mind a tackle. He's got that physicality as well. And again, he's learned his trade. He's spent, I don't know how many games exactly now that he's played, but he's had a number of games. But he's getting an understanding of the game, which is massive for him.
He's only going to get better and better and stronger as the minutes pass by. Let's take a look then, shall we, at the Premier League table as it stands. This is as it stands. Both sides have played 27 in the top two. A quick reminder, Arsenal play tomorrow against Tottenham Hotspur in the North London derby at 4:30. It's 2 points. The goal difference is within one. Yeah. And even something that we haven't spoke about is Aston Villa dropped points today at home at Villa Park, so there's a bit of breathing room there as well.
Yeah, you know, of course you respect everyone that's in that race, but you know, the bookies don't get it wrong very often, and you know, it's a two-horse race that they're making out at the minute. And then important to what you said about that goal difference as well. Coming into them final games, last couple of games, if it is a point here or there, and you know that the draw is not enough today, you've got to go and win because of the goal difference. That's going to play a huge part as well, and it's just teaching up grades, isn't it? It really is.
11 games to go in the Premier League, including Manchester City versus Arsenal here at the Etihad Stadium. We're not sure what the state of play will be like then, but one thing's for certain, if the Etihad crowd is how it was today, it's going to be a very difficult place to go.
Yeah, I think you can tell by Pep's reaction after the game now that he's enjoyed that result. Probably wouldn't have enjoyed the performance second half as much, but the result is something that he can build on, and it's something that he will keep reminding the players of that feeling walking off the pitch, having when, you know, things haven't gone your way, but you've dug in and you've done the ugly side of the game, and you've done it very well because things haven't gone well, but you've defended your goal, whereby the goalkeeper's not really being called into action to make saves. So that's pleasing. That's something that you can build on.
Yeah, we enjoyed that second half as much as we could. Anyway, let's head over to our commentary team who did a fantastic job throughout the 90 minutes. Hopefully they've got their breath back. Let's hear what they thought of the 90 minutes.
So City just about getting on and clinging on to those 3 points. Steve, you have to say, all the build-up was about Newcastle having to go to Azerbaijan, coming back in the small hours. Would they tire in the second half? No such thing, was it?
No, I mean, yeah, they went through 4 time zones and getting in at 6 o'clock. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not exactly travelling economy, you know, so, you know, they can lie down and they can go to sleep and stuff like that, but yeah, you've got to hand it to Newcastle. I thought they were excellent, particularly in the second half. But having said that, I think you've got to hand it to City. It wasn't a brilliant second half performance, but that togetherness, you know, the dug in everybody together. When you look at, I mean, you listen to the crowd there, you know, they know how important it was. You're just thinking, are you going to get that third goal just to try and kind of put it to bed? But, you know, if City do manage to actually win the league this season, that is a huge, huge game, because it wasn't pretty towards the end. But everybody together, you could say how much it means to the players when the referee blew the final whistle, to the manager, fans, absolutely everybody. So, listen, not a great performance ultimately, but what a win. Big, big win.
And let's be honest about it, Donnarumma's just made a save right at the end there, showing his value.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big free kick into the box that drops. You're thinking, is it a handball from Jolinton, but the referee plays on. And we said when Harvey Barnes comes on, he's got a goal in him, and he hits it with his right foot. It's one of those ones that's kind of bending away to the left and then coming back to the right. Goalkeeper just gets the tips on it. We've seen him the other week pull off, I think, one of the best saves I've seen in a long, long time. And he's just produced again. So, massive save. Then the corner, they're hanging on again. You think, blow the whistle. But it's in 2-1. You take that all day. 3 points. Brilliant win in the end.
When teams win like that, that is just as significant as a 4 or 5-0 one, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's like everybody's together, everybody's backing each other up, everybody's kind of, you know, you're in the trenches. 9 times out of 10 when City win, it's a City win, everybody expects them to be comfortable and all that kind of thing, but that shows a great togetherness, a great group spirit, how much it means to them as well, because they know they're close, and that puts hell of a pressure on Arsenal tomorrow.
Just one final thought. When you look at the situation and how the gap has closed, how much pressure in that Arsenal dressing room as they get to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tomorrow?
Well, it gets here, of course it does. I think, I was in a position at Newcastle when with a lot of points ahead, and you can see it was the team across the road just getting a win, and how ugly it was, but they were getting the win. And it does put pressure on you. You're looking at the game. You can imagine the Arsenal players watching that game, and they were pleading Newcastle to try and get that second goal, because that would have made such a big difference. Now, yes, they would have thought Man City of getting the win, but it's still a win. It's still the 3 points. So they know now it's down to them, and it's going to be difficult against Tottenham. It's a derby. Tottenham's got a new manager or interim manager. What kind of Tottenham's going to turn up? So everybody's going to be glued to that game tomorrow to see what Arsenal can do.
Thank you very much. The thoughts there of Steve Howie. City just about getting over the line. Massive win. Back to you.
A massive win indeed. Thank you so much to that pair of people who were fantastic on the commentary team. They enjoyed that. They spoke about the importance of it, and we're going to echo what they just said. Andy, it's a massive 3 points for Manchester City. When the dust settles at the end of the season, we look at moments where we had to dig deep. We had to keep yourself within a chance, because I think if we'd have dropped points in the last minutes of the game there, it would have been psychologically a tough one.
Yeah, it's how it's not about how you do it, it's getting the points. And you look at the way that the Liverpool game went, when you think, and they found a way. They found a way again today, and they will have better days than today. We were just talking there before, there was 3 or 4 chances in the second half where we had the turnover and we got past the initial press and we just got the ball wrong, or we overrun it, or we pushed it wide, and we'll tidy that up. And games will become much easier than they were today as the momentum keeps growing. But you could feel the spirit, the crowd, as you said, rightly said, were amazing. The energy right across the board was fantastic today.
Yeah, it was a fantastic energy across the board. Fantastic energy in the studio as well. Keith, have you enjoyed Matchday Live today?
Yeah, very much so. One thing I can guarantee is I will never ever wear a check shirt on TV.
Probably a good place to finish in it.
I hope Steve's watching this, because I actually liked the check. It was all right. It wasn't too bad. Listen, we have to look ahead, of course, because next up is, well, it's a break for City again. No midweek fixture, which is a rarity in this current climate of games. So Pep will be delighted about that. The players will enjoy, surely, a couple of days rest, hopefully, coming back strong for Leeds away. They're a tough team to play. They're in a fantastic run of form. They got a point at Villa Park. They led the game for quite a long period today as well. What test do you think City have got in store going to a place like Ellen Road?
Well, I see patterns, in the way we've played of late, and we've got to make sure that we take our first half performance into the second half and just up that and find something in training or whatever to talk about and find a reason why we're slightly drops off in the second half. I don't think it's down to nerves. I don't think you're trying to hold on to your lead. I think teams just go and have a real go at us in the second half and are quite happy to leave themselves more wide open. But Leeds, there's massive energy there at that stadium, and the fans are incredible, and and they've got a great record there this season, and it's going to be a huge ask. But you look at the bench today, you look at what's coming back and what was available to the manager to make changes, and it's an incredibly strong and depth to the squad. So you think we can get the job done? And
Leeds have lost 2 in their last 10, but they've drawn 6 of them games. So they're a difficult team to beat. Which they've proven. For a newly promoted side, they'll relish the opportunity to play against Manchester City, a team that have been so successful over recent years, and the Ellen Road crowd will get behind them.
The crowd, phenomenal, but one thing you find with City, the way that we play is we quieten crowds by dominating possession. Leeds are very much direct. They've got a good understanding of the way that they play, and they land on second balls and they get numbers, and they will put you under pressure. The one way to negate that is keep the ball away from them. Pull them apart, move them around, and make them become disjointed in their shape, and then you can cause them problems.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to that. I'll tell you what a lineup we're going to have next week on Matchday Live, because Matchday Live on tour will be returning. That will be with Sean Wright-Phillips and Nadim Anua. City legends are travelling to Oslo, to Norway. I'm sure the Norwegians will bring the energy, just like they did when we played Burde in the Champions League. They are fantastic, and Manchester City are really well followed in Norway. Any guesses as to why potentially a number 9 who plays for Manchester City. There'll be a lot of Haaland shirts there, and we hope you can join us. Kel will be with Brownie, the man who has 140 career yellow cards to his name, which is a stat I'm never going to forget.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. He will be live from Ellen Road with Kel, and also Manchester City Esports will be in action at the E-Premier League group stage next week too. A lot going on in a City perspective, but I mean, from my perspective, thank you very much, gents. It has been an absolute pleasure. Arguably one of the most fun episodes of That's It Live I've done. Before we go, where are you watching the game tomorrow, or are you watching the game tomorrow?
I'll watch it with my son. Yeah, we'll watch it in the afternoon. Just chill out, relax. I expect Arsenal to win convincingly. I really do. Maybe 4-5-1, something like that. So, I don't expect Spurs to do so. Anything's a bonus tomorrow, other than, I think they got far too much for Spurs. I really do.
And Sheffield United will be facing our women's team tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And you can see that on the Matchday Centre. You can listen to the live commentary. Good luck to our women's team. They're being absolutely phenomenal recently as well. Keith, will you be watching the 4:30 game, the title race?
I'll be watching it at my daughter's house.
Yeah, well, I look forward to it. And hopefully we'll be sharing some happy messages. And I hope you all had a fantastic Saturday night at the Etihad. It was one to remember. 3 points for City. Over to you, Arsenal. Let's see how it goes. See you at Ellen Road. Thank you very much.